So the Indiana Fever have given an update on the Caitlin Clark injury, and in my opinion, is as good an update as you can possibly have. It is as good an update as is possible for the Indiana Fever. It's as good an update as possible for Caitlin Clark, and it means she'll be okay. She'll be okay. Is she going to play tonight? Hell no. She's not playing tonight. She's clearly not playing tonight. Like, if we're honest, she's not playing tonight. Is she going to play in the All-Star game? Probably. Is she going to go and do anything in the All-Star game other than run around at 60% speed and chuck up a few threes and throw a few, like, crazy passes? No. No, that's all she's going to do in the All-Star game. But she's almost certainly going to play in it. She is almost certainly going to play it. Like, I would be absolutely shocked if Caitlin Clark does not play in the All-Star game. Because if it says questionable, and again, Caitlin Clark has been injured, and the Fever have said out plenty of times with Caitlin Clark. They have said out plenty of times. And the thing is, with it being questionable, means the MRI probably came up negative. The MRI probably came up negative. And that is a really, really good sign for the Indiana Fever. It is a weird sign because it could be, there is a possibility that it's a bad sign. And what I mean by that is, it could literally be they're scanning the groin, and it could be an injury somewhere else in her leg that's causing this. What my assumption is that originally when this happened with her groin, I thought it was pinched nerve. That was my guess. And again, look, we're just guessing. We're not medical doctors. And people are like, oh, a medical doctor has said X, Y, and Z. And it's like, let's be real, we are all just making assumptions. Whether you are a medical doctor when you've seen this, people are making, nobody knows exactly, nobody's seen the scans. So it's only our actual doctors that are going to have the opinions. So anybody else, regardless of their degree, is making guesses based on experience. And as somebody who has gone for hip scans because I've had physios and doctors think I tore a labrum. Turns out that I had a pinched nerve. That was kind of what I was hoping for. But my guess is that there's some sort of an imbalance in her running. And I think it's the reason why she's falling over all the time. Like, there's a difference between flopping with control and just falling over. Like, she falls over her own feet way too often. She falls over her own feet way, way too often. Like, she was in pain when it came to, her groin during the Seattle Storm game before she kind of tripped over her own feet. So there could be an imbalance. Like, it could literally be a case where, let's just say maybe her right quad is still tight. And then she had quad tightness in one of her quads, and then a strain in her other quad. And maybe she's overcompensating. So it's not that she has a groin strain, she's just overcompensating and she's having groin pain. Like, that could very easily be the case. And with that being the case, she still needs time off, but it's a completely different type of rehab than resting a groin. It's a completely different type of rehab. So for me, I'm like, it is something that the Indiana Fever really need to, kind of figure out. But I don't know if they figure it out this season. Like, I don't know if this is something that's figured out before next season. I think this is one of those things where she might have to sit out the guts of a season. Not the guts of a season, sorry. I say the guts of a season, but the off season. It could be something where instead of playing golf, who knows? Maybe the imbalance from overplaying golf. Who knows? Maybe instead of playing golf to start the off season, she's just rehabbing. She's rehabbing, trying to figure it out, and getting her running back. If it turns out that obviously she's put on a lot of upper body bulk, that she needs to kind of put on the lower body bulk, or maybe she's got physicians there that are there. Ask her about it. Does she feel comfortable? And if her answer is no, okay, slim down a bit. Try to slim down a bit. Slim down coming into the season. You can afford to lose some of that muscle. Try to get the running mechanics back. and like figuring that out, because you have to relearn a lot of things when you put on that bulk. And I said it in, if you watch videos of me back a few months ago, I was like, it's hard as long as she doesn't forget how to, or not forget how to shoot, as long as it doesn't affect her jump shot and doesn't affect her running, because putting on bulk too quick can really affect it, because 3-point shot shooting is like very, especially at the way Caitlin Clark shoots the threes, it is an inch between a make and a miss. So it can become extremely difficult to shoot consistently the way she is if she is hurt. And look, even if worse comes to worse with this, at least I always said this where I was like, Aaliyah Boston, I said she underestimated the 8th month off season. And worse comes to worst, if it turns out Caitlin Clark kind of underestimated the off season, she kind of underestimated how much rest she needed. If she thought, you know what, I need XYZ amount of rest, and it turns out that she didn't in the end, and she goes into the next season and things need to get better, she wants to go and play. If I was Caitlin, I wouldn't be opposed to going and playing like Turkish League after Christmas. Like, I wouldn't be opposed for her to come into the WNBA season and just chilling. Like, if she goes and plays Turkish League after Christmas, she then goes and plays from, I think the Turkish League ends in April. It ends in April with multiple international breaks. She's there for like the crunch time of the year. It's probably the best basketball, where the type of basketball where she'll learn the most in terms of playing off the ball. That would be my suggestion, is to go to Fenner after Christmas, to go play with LMS, and to go play with Dominique Malonga, to go play with Kayla McBride. I think they're really stacked, aren't they? I think they are stacked. They have Ileana Rupert, Jonquel Jones, Emma Messiman, Dominique Malonga. Like, she could win 100%. Again, they are only centers. And Gabby Williams is there as well. If I was Caitlin Clark, I would look to go and play. So, like, and Meg Gustafson's there, so it's not just Iowa. Jonquel Jones, Meg Gustafson, Dominique Malonga, Emma Messiman, Ileana Rupert, Gabby Williams. This is a team where I'm like, you sign a deal like Kayla McBride did, where maybe Kayla McBride, I think, came over really late as well. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, like, their season's over in like April. So if she comes over like McBride did in February, she comes over in February, she gets her like 5-month off season, then she goes and plays from February to September. She plays a 7-month season, 5-month off season. I think it could be really beneficial all around for her body, because I think the off season was just too much. And look, I'm not a doctor by any means, but it just all around does not look like it's the off season did her any good, because like, I know Sabrina has had success doing that, but if you look at the guards who do nothing in the off season, like, it's rare enough that the guards have the greatest off seasons in the world, or the greatest like comeback from the off season, because the game's too fast. The game is too fast. And look, Aja Wilson made it look easy. Sabrina made it look easy, and it's different if you're a big than if you're a guard. I don't think Unrivaled is the move. I would rather see Caitlin Clark playing Athletes Unlimited than Unrivaled, but at the same time, it's something that definitely needs to be questioned going into next season, whether or not the 8-month off season for her is just too long.